Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pastor Jeroneld TV on the Conservative Truth radio station. Hey, listen, we are dealing with some very disturbing people. They are very disturbing because they are very disturbed. They are not happy. What I'm talking about the Democrats. They have connived their way into the White House. They're guys there, but have they been happy yet? Have they settled down? All right. And this stuff that they're doing with Trump isn't trying to settle the score. Okay, because for 4 years, they've been sending him into all types of investigations, putting his lawyers through stuff, putting his family through stuff, and putting the country through stuff. All right. We've been an embarrassment to the world. Instead of being the pride of the world, we've been nothing but one big embarrassment because of the Democrats. And they're going to continue that. But instead of doing the work of the people, instead of fighting for the people, instead of getting people those checks for the stimulus checks, they're trying to impeach the president, which today he was acquitted, and we knew that. We knew he was going to be acquitted, right? Come on, they had no basis. Plus, you cannot get rid of a president who was already out of office. This stuff is baseless. I don't even know what this was all about. I don't know, but sin and worshiping Satan, it makes you very stupid. It makes you irrational. It makes you do stuff that you normally wouldn't do if you're just a normal, regular human being. But since they have so much love for Satan and so much hate for humanity, they had to do this because, 75, 80, maybe 100 million people here in America who supported and voted for President Donald Trump. And you have people around the world who also love and appreciate the man for his stance on freedom, free speech, protecting life, and, securing the border. All right. He's a great man. And I thank God that he's been acquitted. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for America. And so this blocks them from trying to stop him from a 2024 run. But this video isn't about that. I want to show you in this video how the Democrats try to weaponize race. That's right. They try to weaponize race again, like they always do. They weaponize emotions. They weaponize sexuality. They do it all to get power. Not that they care about any of these issues. They don't care about any of this stuff. They don't care about people. Just like doing the impeachment, when people are waiting for a stimulus check, guess who's out there? There's people out there of color, brown and of color, black and brown people. I hate it when they do that. Oh, that's just black and brown people. Black people, African Americans. We've been here, helping to establish America. A lot of the so-called brown people, that they're talking about are coming from the border, and many of them are illegals. So you bunch the African Americans who help enrich and make America very popular, very, very wealthy. And you couple us in with folks who the people in their minds, we're talking about the illegal ones. That's what they're talking about. They're putting us with the illegals because they treat us like we're illegal by aborting, 1 million of our children a year, 1 million. And most of them are African American. See, they treat us like we're doing something illegal, like we're breaking the law by keeping folks impoverished in inner cities and trying to force the vaccines on them. You see? And the greater poison that they're doing to the community is through disinformation. The media is doing a fantastic job on African America, Black America, by misinforming them, and they're using the preachers, the churches, and the pro athletes, whatever they can do to keep the nigglywiggs on the plantation in line and hoeing and hewing the Democrat plantation plans and agenda. But I want to show you that this attorney, Stacey Plaskett, she looks like a transgender. You're going to see what I'm talking about here in a minute. She tried to use race when President Donald Trump's team came out and blasted them. Do you understand? They hit them with, they tried to make President Donald Trump guilty for inciting an insurrection by using the word fight. And they broke out a video showing all the times that The Democrats used the word fight, and many of them were actually literally talking about the word fight. Some of them was not so literally. Some of them was actually talking about putting up a political fight, which is what President Donald Trump was talking about putting up a political fight, but they tried to make it literal. And they broke out a video showing them all the places and the ways and the different ones who said it. They were all black, white, women, male, female, but they were Democrats. And this blew them away. It destroyed their whole premise. And the lady gets up, Plaskett, the casket lady, and defends it based on race. It was just one of the ugliest moments in this whole deal. This is her, this is him, her, I don't know. When you're dealing with Democrat politicians, you don't know what they are, but you can see here, it has really huge hands. The hands are very big, unusually large for a woman. Okay. And you can't tell a lot of times when there's a wig, So when you're dressing in all this little cheap makeup and wigs and all this stuff, you make it easy for a transgender to be you. All they got to do is dress up in costume. But check out, look.
Standing up with us, members of Congress fighting up with us. And so I thought we were past that.
Okay. Oh, now I had to start it from the beginning. All right, here we go. This is her reply to the video that showed their hypocrisy about the fighting. All of them stating the word fighting, but here's what her defense was to that.
I'll briefly say that defense counsels put a lot of videos out in their defense, playing clip after clip of Black women talking about fighting for a cause or an issue or a policy.
But that's what President Donald Trump was talking about. President Donald Trump on January 6th was talking about a cause, a fair elections in America. You transgender?
It's not lost on me is so many of them were people of color and women, Black women like myself.
Like Black women like myself. What does that got to do with anything?
Who are sick and tired of being sick and tired for our children. Your children.
You sick and tired of being sick and tired for your children for what? What about your children? Of y'all Democrats keeping them in poor communities where they're getting shot and shooting and killing each other? Is that what you're tired of, you Democrat? They're killing each other like it's a war zone. And when they sent Antifa and Black Lives Matter into those communities, they burnt down and destroyed everything. The convenience that Blacks had in those communities are gone, burnt down. What does that got to do with anything? The Democrats are destructive destroyers.
Our children.
And liars.
This summer, things happened. Sick and tired of being sick and tired for our children. Your children.
She had to look down at the paper with that long pause to say your children. They're trying to use emotions and race and drama because they don't have truth. See, truth doesn't need all the bells and whistles. It doesn't need it. Truth stands alone, and it's so powerful. It doesn't need any music with it. It doesn't need any dancing behind it. It doesn't need flashing lights. All it needs is just itself, just present itself, and it's going to set people free, and it's going to make others people angry. And the ones that truth make angry are the guilty, evil children of Satan. And those children of Satan who are in darkness and want to come out, they love to see and hear truth, because truth is like a light where they have been sitting in darkness and been longing to be free from their prisons and dungeons of sin and hell. And somebody comes in with the truth and shine that light and show them a way out. But you have these Democrats right here who hold a wall of darkness in front of the faces of those plantation nigglywiggs and everybody that's supporting the Democrat Party.
our children. This summer, things happened that were violent, but there were also things that gave some of us Black women great comfort.
President Donald Trump did not incite violence. He had nothing to do with it. He told them to walk over peacefully. But the Democrats, they celebrated, they egged it on, they asked for it. They wanted violence. They never, ever condemned it. And she's talking about these things make a Black woman proud. When these Black folks go in there and burn down communities, shoot people and kill people because they support Trump. When did Trump ever kill anybody? When did he ever say kill somebody? This whole thing was just an embarrassment to the nation.
Black women, great comfort. Seeing Amish people from Pennsylvania standing up with us, members of Congress fighting up with us. And so I thought we were past that. I think maybe we're not. I'll briefly say.
She thought they were past that. I'm gonna show y'all some of the video because it killed them. It lit them up and tore them apart. And tell me if you see just Black women and brown women of color.
Spoke about rhetoric, about a constant drumbeat of heated language. Well, as I'm sure everyone watching expected, we need to show you some of their own words.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
You got to be ready to throw a punch. You have to be ready to throw a punch.
Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
I feel like punching him.
I'd like to take him behind the gym if I were in high school.
If we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
No, I wish we were in high school. I could take him behind the gym.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
Take him out now. Okay.
All you have to do is expose that face, and that'll chase anybody away.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and.
See, this is when they was backing all the protests, and they was for it. This was all forget the word protest. These were riots, and they were saying that they were mostly peaceful. When people were getting killed and cities were being burned down, billions of dollars in damage.
Peaceful.
And you push back on them, and you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
People will do what they do.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay.
They are very demonic people. They're very evil. And if it's going to take unrest and burning and killing to keep them in power, so be it.
The price.
We're going to go in there, we're going to.
Well, this is just a warning to you Trumpers. Be careful. Walk lightly. And for those of you who are soldiers, make them pay.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be? Does one of us have to come out alive?
She's a witch. She's a witch. You can't get now that witch. Now that laugh right there needs to be kept and recorded for every, witch movie.
And there's more.
We need to say loud and clear that we are ready to fight.
It's a bare knuckles fight.
Now they're going to have to actually fight back against people.
The fight has to be conducted.
It's so important that we need to fight.
Fight that fight.
What does she say about all the Black and brown people on the video?
Have been fighting.
I was fighting very hard. Time is of the essence, both in terms of the fight.
I think we should be fighting.
Well, I really believe we need to fight.
We're simply not going to take this line down. We're going to keep fighting.
So I'm telling all my colleagues, this is the fight of our life.
Whose side are you on? Who are you fighting for?
They're fighting, or I'm fighting. We're both fighting.
We will fight back. We're not going to just take this line down.
I'm just going to keep the fight up.
What we have to do right now is fight as hard as we can.
We have to rise up
and fight back.
And so we're going to fight, and we're going to continue to fight.
I am going to be fighting like hell.
Keep fighting, or we kept fighting and we did. So we're going to keep fighting.
That's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. It's a word people use. But please stop the hypocrisy. And did you tone down the rhetoric last summer when all of this was happening? Did you condemn the rioters? Or did you stand with Nancy Pelosi, who said, people are going to do what they're going to do?
This is a movement, I'm telling you. They're not going to stop. And everyone beware, because they're not going to stop. They're not going to.
Instead of telling them to stop, she's saying they're not going to stop. She didn't say that like President Donald Trump says, hey, we are a people of law and order. Do not do this. Trump said, go home. He said, everybody go home. He said, whoever did this, whoever entered that Capitol building, they need to be arrested. They need to face justice. Not with the Democrats. They said, hey, we're going to keep this going. They're going to keep this going. There needs to be unrest. For what? For why? Because you're not in power?
Stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after.
And please, show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be.
It was a violent night in St. Louis. They shot and killed David in cold blood.
Destroying property which can be replaced is not violence.
Now they're redefining what violence is. Destroying property that can be, what you mean can be? It can't, anything can, but will it? You go out and burn up a car. How about they burn your house down and just say, hey, it can be replaced?
Apartment complex on fire
and it just collapsed. The building just collapsed.
I have nowhere to go now. These people did this for no reason.
This is just a snapshot of some of the damage that people will be waking up to.
Going up, but police clearly.
I'm proud of New York, and I'm proud of the protests.
You see, they put their stamp of approval on violence and burning, looting, shooting, and killing. But President Donald Trump is talking about fighting politically, and they want to impeach him for that. You see? Do you see how this is wickedness? This is evil. But they acquitted it. But here's the problem. It never should have occurred. It never should have been brought to pass. That's just my whole argument on the whole deal. You know, President Donald Trump has been acquitted, rightfully so. I mean, this is dumb. But we have, long as the Democrats are in power, and wherever they are in power, there's going to be poverty. There's going to be racial division. There's going to be no jobs. There's going to be government dependency. You know, all the stuff. There's going to be killing. There's going to be abortions. There's going to be police problems, all of that stuff. Y'all know that stuff that happened in Minnesota. Minnesota's a Democrat-ran place. The shootings that are taking place in Chicago, that is a Democrat-ran city. New York, all the issues there, Democrat-ran. Every place where the Democrats are in power, it is going to be issue after issue when it comes to race and poverty and no jobs. And y'all see what happened with Joe Biden coming in the first week or so of him being in office. You see 40, 57, 50 something executive orders that have taken away over 100,000 jobs and said that we're going to replace them with green jobs. Wait a minute. So you took the jobs away. You took away 100,000 jobs, and that's food off the table of hundreds of thousands of homes. All right. And you said we are going to replace them. Why not have the green jobs prepared before you take it away? Their means of supporting their family. What was so urgent about ending that to where you take people off of their jobs before you can replace the jobs? Every time the Democrats come in power, they always talk about the green jobs, green jobs, but they never come out. They never come to pass. Okay. Anyway, the country is missing Trump already. The gas prices are going up, and I believe the Democrats are missing him too. The CNN definitely is missing. Their ratings have hit, rock bottom. Everything has hit rock bottom as far as the media goes because they don't have Trump. And having this impeachment just helped their ratings just for a little while longer. Maybe another week or so they can talk about the impeachment. Now they're going to have to find something else on Trump to keep Trump in the news so they can keep some money in their pocket. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll see you on the next video.